Okay, let's dive into this. We're not just crunching numbers today. Nope. We are on a quest to solve a royal puzzle to win a queen's entire fortune. It's a really cool story about lockers, a whole bunch of relatives, and one very, very clever prince.
So meet Queen Ratnamanjari. Her will wasn't your average legal document. It was a challenge. She got her son, Quasinam, and 99 other relatives together for this high-stakes game involving 100 lockers. The rule was simple. First person to solve the puzzle inherits everything.
And here's the wild part. Before the whole thing even starts, before anyone has even touched a single locker, Koisnam just smiles. He already knows which lockers are going to be left open at the end. How on earth is that possible? Well, that's the secret we're going to unlock together. To really get Koisnam's genius, first we gotta understand the rules of the Queen's game. You see, the solution is hiding inside a simple but really powerful mathematical idea. Okay, here's how it all goes down. The first person goes and opens every single locker. Then the second person goes to every second locker and toggles it, which means they close it. Person number 3 toggles every third locker, and so on, all the way up to person 100. So whether a locker is open or closed at the very end depends completely on how many times its door gets touched. Let's just take an example, right? Locker number 6. Who's going to mess with it? Well, anyone whose number is a factor of 6. That's person 1, person 2, person 3, and person 6. So that's 4 people, an even number of touches. After person 1 opens it, it gets toggled 3 more times. Closed, then open, then finally it ends up closed. Okay, now let's check out locker number 9. It gets toggled by person 1, person 3, and person 9. That's only 3 people, an odd number of toggles. So it goes from open to closed, back to open again. It stays open. So what's so special about numbers that have an odd number of factors? Well, they have a special name. They're called square numbers. Think about it. Most numbers have factors that come in nice little pairs, right? Like 6 has 1, 6 and 2, 3. But for a square number, one of those pairs is the number multiplied by itself, like 3 times 3 for the number 9. That factor that's partnered with itself is the exact reason why square numbers have an odd number of total factors. And that, right there, is the aha moment. This is the secret that Koisnam knew. The only lockers that will be left standing open at the end of all this are the ones with square numbers. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and so on. He solved the whole puzzle without anyone even touching a single door. Pretty clever. So Koisnam won the fortune, which is great for him, but the story of square numbers gets even more interesting from here. Turns out, they are just full of these elegant, predictable patterns that are kind of hiding in plain sight. Just take a look at the units digit column on this table. You notice a pattern there? The very last digit of any square number isn't random. It doesn't matter how huge the number is that you're squaring, its final digit is always going to be one of these: 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, or 0. So here's the main takeaway. A perfect square will only ever end in a 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, or 9. It will never end in a 2, 3, 7, or 8. And that is a fantastic little mental shortcut. If you see some huge number and it ends in a 7, you know instantly, no way, that cannot be a perfect square. All right, get ready for another beautiful property that feels a little bit like magic. You can actually build any square number you want just by adding up odd numbers in order starting from 1. Here, let me show you what I mean. The first odd number is 1, which, is 1 squared. Simple enough, right? Okay, now let's add the next odd number, which is 3. 1 plus 3 gives us 4. And hey, that's 2 squared. You see the pattern starting to form? Let's do just one more. Add the next odd number, 5. 1 plus 3 plus 5 equals 9, which is 3 squared. How cool is that? This amazing pattern just goes on forever, and it's a beautiful way to see the hidden structure inside square numbers. All right, so we've pretty much mastered the 2D world of squares. Now let's take this whole idea into a new dimension. If squares are all about flat area, our next concept is about 3D volume. Let's talk about cubes. A cube number, or what we call a perfect cube, is just what you get when you multiply a number by itself 3 times. A great way to think about it is like building a physical cube. A 3 by 3 by 3 cube is made of 27 smaller blocks, so 27 is a cube number. This slide really gets to the heart of the difference. A square is a flat area, like a floor tile. A cube has 3D volume, like a box. But the difference actually goes deeper, all the way down to their basic building blocks, their prime factors. For a square number, like 36, its prime factors can be split into 2 identical groups. But for a perfect cube, you have to be able to split those factors into 3 identical groups. And you know, cubes have their own fascinating stories. The mathematician G.H. Hardy once went to visit his brilliant colleague Ramanujan. He mentioned his taxi's number was a pretty boring 1729. Ramanujan immediately replied that it was actually fascinating. It's the smallest number that's the sum of 2 different cubes in 2 different ways. So, just like square roots undo squaring, cube roots undo cubing. But how do you find one? Well, let's use that prime factor method. Take the number 216. If we break it all the way down to its prime factors, you get 3 2s and 3 3s. See that? A triplet of 2s and a triplet of 3s. We can sort those into 3 identical little groups. Each group has 1 2 and 1 3. 2 times 3 is 6, and that means the cube root of 216 is 6. All right, that was a whirlwind tour of squares and cubes. And remember, it all started from a clever queen's puzzle. So let's quickly recap the main points before I leave you with a little challenge of your own. So let's just put it all together. The big secret from the locker puzzle was that square numbers have an odd number of factors. Cubes take that same idea from a flat square into the 3rd dimension. Square roots and cube roots let us take them apart again. And the real key to understanding all of it is often just breaking a number down to its prime factors. Okay, now that you've got all these tools for squares and cubes in your brain, it's your turn to be the clever one, just like Quiznam, and solve a puzzle. Here is your final challenge. Can you arrange all the numbers from 1 all the way to 17 in a single row so that any 2 numbers sitting next to each other add up to a perfect square? Give it some thought, maybe grab a pen and paper, and really see the power of squares for yourself. Happy puzzling!